Hey everybody, it's yet another Mathia video. Woohoo! Alright, so just to review, we're still in the linear equations and inequalities module. You should have finished Unit 1 and Unit 2, and we're currently working on Unit 3. So we're in here. Alright, my last video, remember that this one is one of those learning workspaces, so not graded. This is a graded one, assessing you. Not necessarily graded, but it's assessing you. And then this third one down here is also a workspace that is assessing you. So I'm going to go through the step-by-step problem with you, kind of let you know what it's like. So again, pop up. All right, so we'll do this step-by-step example. So remember right here, we're comparing linear functions in different forms. So if we look, it looks like we've got a table up here and we've got an equation here. So we're going to be looking at these two. Our setup for this problem is that we have two popular nightclubs, Club All Star and the Pavilion, and they're letting a limited number at a time into the club. Our job is to figure out which club is letting people in more slowly. So we've got Club All Stars line here, that's a table. We've got the Pavilion line here, that is an equation. So if we look here, the first question we're going to say is, how fast is Club All Star letting people in? So our hints here tell us that the number of people being let in is represented by the slope of the function. So you're going to have to remember how to find the slope from a table. All right. Their hint is to determine the slope, select two rows from the table and calculate the difference in the rows' values for people admitted divided by the difference in the rows' values for hours. So this is, if you remember, we had an equation. Hello. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work for me this time. Okay, remember the y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That's an equation that we used in class to find the slope. We used it when we were given 2 points generally, but we can also use it in this table. So for example, I'm taking my table. I've got, these are my x values in the left column. These are my y values in the right. So let's say, for example, we make this one be my first point. So that's x1 and y1. This is my second point, x2, y2. So if I plug this in, I want to do the 95, oops, I'm back here, 95 is my y2, okay, that one, minus my 70, that's my y1, divided by my x2 is 1, okay, minus x1 is 0. All right, so if I double check that on my calculator, all right, I can do the 1 minus 0. I got that one. I know that one's 1. But let me double check on my calculator what 95 minus 70 is. So I check 95 minus 70 equals 25. All right, so I know that up top here, I have 25. All right, remember this is the work that you should be doing on your own scratch paper. I'm just doing it here on the computer screen so you can see it. And that simply is just 25. Okay, let's pick another set of numbers just to double check, see if the slope's the same. So maybe I can do 6 hours and sure, 3 hours. All right, so the one that's farthest along, that'll be my x2, y2, and 3 hours will be x1, y1. So I'll just double check this. Let's see, maybe I'll use a different color. How about this blue? All right, so from my point there, my y2 is 220 minus my y1 is the 145. Come back. Okay, 145. We're going to divide that by my x2 is 6, my x1 is 3. So it's looking like, okay, the 6 minus the 3. All right, I can do 6 minus 3 on the bottom. I know that one's 3, but let me check. 220 minus 145. 220 minus 145. That gives me 75. So up top here, I have to write 75. 75 divided by 3. Pretty sure that also simplifies to 25. So that's telling me that my slope of this table, or the number of people that the club is admitting per hour, is 25. So I go back in here, I click 25. Awesome. All right, so then we've got the equation of the line here. It wants to know how fast the pavilion is letting people in. So this is the functions given to you in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, and m is the slope. So which of the two numbers here is the slope? Or which one is m? You have your answer? If you pick 20, you're correct. This is my m because it's the number that's directly next to the x. All right, so we put 20 in. Okay, and then our question is, all right, Club All-Star is letting 25 people in per hour. Number of people going into the pavilion is 20. Which one is letting in people more slowly? So we have to answer. Since the pavilion's only letting in 20, this one's letting 25, the pavilion is letting more people in more slowly. So click that one. Awesome. Says we're correct and we're ready to go to our problem. All right. Ooh, this looks a little bit different there. So we've got the equation, c of x, we've got our points, we've got this, and we've got our graph. So your job is to compare the two of them, finding the y coordinate. So we know c of x crosses the y-axis at 0, 10, and the x-axis at 5, 0. They want to know what's the y coordinate of the y-intercept. So remember, the y-intercept is at the y-axis, so that's 10. Okay. And this one, what's the y-coordinate of the y-axis? When we look at the point that's on the y-axis, it is a 3. Ooh. Awesome. So we just have to figure out which one has the greater y-intercept. Remember that the c of x and the s of x, that's function notation, is just naming them. C of x was here on the left, it had a y-intercept of 10. S of x was here on the right, had a y-intercept of 3. We want the greater one, so we have to click the c of x. That went by pretty quickly. Remember to move on to the next one, you just click I'm done. And your job is to make all of these circles fill up green. So you're going to be analyzing starting points, so those are the y-intercept. You're going to be analyzing slopes. All right, the questions are going to be a little bit different every time, so make sure that if you get stuck, you are sending questions to your teacher, looking up videos on the internet, and if you really want to, send me a question as well, even if I'm not your teacher. All right, keep working. I can't show you all these problems because I want you to be thinking yourself, and your questions are going to be different than mine. All right, good luck.